McMenamins on Monroe across from the OSU campus. Beaver Sports Talk continues. We're joined now by OSU men's basketball coach Jay John as the Beavers get ready for the Bay Area schools coming in Thursday 7:30, Saturday 5 o'clock. Cal and Stanford respectively. And the Beavers coming off a very good weekend in the desert. Good basketball played against Arizona, outscoring, outshooting the Wildcats in the second half, winning the ball game Saturday in Tempe. Coach John, it seemed to me that you took some life out of your second half effort against Arizona, took it to Tempe, won that ball game, outscored the Sun Devils 40-26 in the second half. And today at practice, the energy level was high. Guys looked like they really took some energy out of that trip to the desert.
Well, there's no question that there's just been a confidence and comfort level that's increased. And I think a lot of that came from the Arizona game. I mean, that's always an imposing place for, that's the most comfortable that I've had a team in McHale since I've been here. Other than that, it's always been, guys are just, I don't know, they're just starry-eyed. But as the game went on, guys get comfortable, and we were actually, they have more offensive talent and firepower. But in terms of loose balls, in terms of energy plays and those things in the second half, there was a point in time when we were superior to them. And I think some of that did carry over.
You outscored Arizona in the second half, 45-41, shot 58% from the field. Your offense, I mean, you've got some options there. I mean, even with some perimeter challenges at times, you get good looks and you knock them down, it seems, this year.
Well, it's just as a reason, we're getting better. And you get more guys feeling comfortable. And, there wasn't such a drop from when we would go to the bench where, and that's just really kind of changed, and I hope it's a continued change. But we got great help from, Ruin Shaftenar and Jack. Jack really elevated this week. Seth Tarver played his best Pac-10 game at Arizona. And, we start to get more of that, and there's a continued energy in the game and in the floor because guys are coming in and making more plays. And it's hopefully that's, you'd like to hope that now we bring that back home and it's, continues to build.
If you have any questions or comments for Coach John as the Beavers get ready for the Bay Area schools this weekend in this amazing Pac-10 conference, which we'll talk about here in a moment, toll free, the Dutch Pro Sports Talk hotline, 877-600-6433, 877-600-6433. You mentioned Rulon Shaftenar gets 7 rebounds in 9 minutes of play this weekend, and Wesley Washington, coach, averaged 8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists in each game. That's a pretty solid line. I thought Wes played a big role in your pulling away from Arizona State.
Well, Wes in the second half of Arizona, he was a big part of that too. He really settled us offensively, and Arizona went. They started playing man to man instead of zone, and so from an attack standpoint, we were able to really carve them up. And then, and at ASU, same thing. Wes is really found a niche on this trip. And, against Arizona State, against his own second half, he really did. He had a better feel for it than Josh did. So we had Josh play off the ball, and Wes was really in charge. And the guys did a great job.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me too in terms of how things can go. You were down 8 early in the second half at Arizona State, and your starting center had just fouled out about 1:15 into the second half. But from there, you took over the boards really from that point. Guys seemed to say, okay, we all have to step up collectively, and each guy did, including Rulon, who came in and started grabbing boards.
Well, right away, I mean, Rulon was, the way, initially I thought the foul was called, Kyle's fourth foul, I thought they called it on number 3. And so I thought, okay, it's foul on Marcel. So I walked toward the end of the bench, and then all of a sudden it's on, guys are on, it's on Kyle. And so Ruin, get in. Well, they hand the ball, and so then the ball's in play, and the next play down, Kyle fouls out. And so Ruin goes in, and at a time when somebody, there may be some question or whatever, he gets 3 rebounds in 4 minutes, and then we just kept on going.
It was great to see.
Yeah,
and
did a great job.
Marcel, too, was strong on the boards in that second half. And Marcel Jones on the weekend averaged 22.5 points and 10 rebounds a game in the 2 games in the desert. Need to roll that same kind of effort again against Cal Thursday. We'll talk about the Golden Bears and Stanford coming up with Coach John. Any questions or comments along the way, toll free, 877-600-6433. More Beaver Sports Talk coming up from McMenamins on the Beaver Sports Network.
It was a beautiful Baja.
Okay, we have another T-shirt to give away. T-shirts. If you are in possession of ticket number 2595, 2595.
Welcome back to Beaver Sports Talk on the Beaver Sports Radio Network. The Beaver men's basketball team Thursday night, the California Golden Bears, 7:30. And then Saturday at 5 o'clock, you can hear all of the action along the Beaver Sports Radio Network. And both games will be televised on Fox. Tickets still available, $20, $12 for chair and bench seats, respectively. 1-800-GO-BEAVS. Log on to OSUBeavers.com to order tickets or drop by the Gill Coliseum ticket office. And in this amazing Pac-10 conference, Jay, and it's good to finally see the national talking heads and pundits are almost all saying, hey, you know what? Something you guys have known around here for a while, the national people are catching up. This conference is pretty darn good. They're saying it every week. It's just an amazing set of games.
Well, you can't help but notice if you're paying attention and to what's going on. And it is. It's the games are the teams are good. The games have been good, and every night it really is one of those that every night you've got to be ready to play.
And that's certainly true for you guys Thursday against Cal,
Sure.
a team you beat in Berkeley last year, a team that lost Leon Poe, but now there's this kid, Ryan Anderson, a freshman, whose numbers are they're ridiculous early. 17.2 points per game, about 9 rebounds a game. He had 18 and 14 in the overtime win against Washington Saturday. So he's their leader, but they got a lot of other good players too.
Well, he's done a wonderful job, but the guy on that team is Ayinde Ubaka. There are some senior guards in this conference right now that are just, phenomenal right now. I mean, Aaron Brooks, Mustafa Shakur, Ayinde. I mean, these guys are just putting teams on their back and running with it. And so, Ayinde he's been phenomenal. And he's got the ball in his hands a lot, and the rest of those guys are playing off of him, and he makes decision after decision that is correct. And, he's got that whole team on his back.
Cal won at Stanford recently with Ayinde scoring 26 points. The Golden Bears have won 3 of their last 4, including the victory over Washington in overtime Saturday, a great win for them. So they're coming in at 3-2. They did lose by 17 to Washington State in their own gym. So, again, night in and night out, it's almost impossible to predict these games.
No, the kids, the guys have to be players throughout the conference. I mean, there's not just a home court thing anymore. I mean, you just can't make any assumptions about anything. You've got everything is up for grabs when the game begins, because teams are just too good.
Last year when you won down there, Jay, I mean, I know that there's different players. You had Lamar, who had just such a great game in Haas a year ago to help you win that thing. But there's still enough of the same players, personnel. When you guys won down there last year, Lamar isn't here anymore, but you did a lot of things really well in that game. What are the things you have to do again that you did in Berkeley to win that you got to do Thursday here at home?
Well, down in Berkeley, I think our shot selection and our patience were very good. Now, we played from ahead the entire game, and so there was it was a different R. We were shooting the ball well. We were really in sync and moving the ball. When they came back here, our shot selection wasn't great. It was more jump shots. We didn't move the ball around enough and get them on their heels. So we need to be able to do that here, because with the way Cal's playing right now, is they're going to have the ball for a lot of the shot clock, and eventually it's going to get back in Ibaka's hands, and they're going to so they've been very disciplined that way. So if we are not, and that's what we had over on the trip in down in Arizona. I thought we were more patient and poised in working the ball and trying to get a great shot. So we can't fall in that trap of bad shot selection. We need to do a better job. Continue good job with that.
We'll take a final break, come back with our next and final segment with Coach John on Beaver Sports Talk. More about the Bay Area teams coming to Gill this weekend after a final timeout on the Beaver Sports Radio Network.
Maggie to Prize Control Central. Maggie.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. Welcome back. Our last few minutes with Coach John. The Beavers getting ready to host California Thursday night, 7:30. Saturday, Stanford at 5. And I know it's one game at a time, but a quick thought on Stanford, Jay, because they, too, in this ultra-competitive Pac-10 conference come in. They're 11-4. They're 3-2, and they look like they're kind of finding themselves, too.
Well, they have two freshman big guys that won't be in the Pac-10 for 4 years.
Right.
That's for sure. Those twins, they continue to get better, and they're dominant in terms of their size and their skill level right now. Experience holds them back a little bit, but the Lopez twins, but they're playing very well also, and they're going to be a challenge. They're going to be a challenge for Oregon. I mean, there's going to be in that first game there's going to be real battle in styles of play there too. So Certainly this week we got some, as it will be for every week. There'll be some darn good basketball teams coming to town.
Absolutely. And Stanford sweeping the Washington schools, something Cal wasn't able to do. So the Cardinal at 3-2 at least going in to the weekend's action. And we've talked about some individual players. I didn't even mention Sasha Chuich, but he goes 16 for you Thursday, ends up with 20 points in the victory at Arizona State. That's a pretty good weekend too. It looks like things are beginning to happen for him, like you were hoping for.
Well, he has since the LSU game, because that was in terms of just shot selection and efficiency on offense. Since that game, he's really done a good job. So I'm always looking at in terms of efficiency, points per field goal attempt. Mm-hmm. And Sasha was running down in the 1.1, 1.2s, and since that game, he's back, the world toward like he was last year, which is 1.45, close to 1.5. So he really is doing a better job right now, and as a result, the game is getting easier for him instead of he was trying to make it so hard.
Yeah. Well, we are excited about the games this weekend. Hope to see a big crowd Thursday night, 7:30, Saturday at 5. Coach, thanks for the time. Good to see you, Jay. We'll see you Thursday night at Gill Coliseum. Jay John joining us. We'll do it again next Tuesday night, 7:05 to 8 o'clock. We'll see you this Thursday night. The Beavers in California, 7:30 tip, 7 o'clock on the Beaver Sports Network. Tickets still remain. Look forward to a great crowd Thursday night and again Saturday at 5 with Stanford in town. We'll see you then and hope to see you back here next Tuesday night. Beaver Sports Talk from McMenamins on the Beaver Sports Radio Network.